How big do you think a Starlink Tesla partnership could be? Looking into the future, even a 10 to 20% uptake rate at $50, $100, $125 per month could be a good earner, especially if we're looking to get to 10, 15, 20 million cars per year. How do you think about that?
I think Starlink is going to be ginormous, just completely unbelievable. And the reason why is within the context of Tesla. What is a unit of transportation where you don't have to drive it anymore? It's just a thing where you hang out. That's how I think about it. It's a thing where you hang out. Where else do you hang out? Your house. Okay. A lot of people hang out at their place of work. Okay. But it's a place where you hang out, where you surround yourself with the things at your house that you like, or at work with the things that you need to get stuff done. So a transportation unit, the way I think about that in the future, is that it's a place where humans will do things that they either have to do or want to do because they're not driving anymore. And the internet opens up endless possibilities for you to do those things, especially in the interconnected world that we live in right now. With literally, the entire developed world and developing nations have access to internet. We can all hang out with each other. So Starlink, given that it's an Elon Musk company, becomes a no-brainer solution for a Tesla transportation unit. And in a world of self-driving, and with Tesla introducing this much rumored van that we sort of saw a snippet of on Investor Day with the sort of under the sheet, a compact car, whatever you want to call it, maybe an RV or something. I think there's going to be a huge movement for humans to start living out of their transportation units more for a larger percentage of time versus it just being viewed as something that takes you from point A to point B. So like, what's one thing I would love is that my wife and I buy this Tesla RV, I don't know, freaking the Tesla van, call it whatever you want. It's outfitted with Starlink. It drives itself. The form factor is optimized for me to hang out and watch my favorite movies or to, work or record videos because I'm going to have high bandwidth internet anywhere I am, which is completely it's mind blowing to think about that anywhere you go, you can do this, like what I'm doing right now. The opportunities there are endless on its own. And then you ask how many people would be interested in that, especially in countries that have beautiful things to see. Like how great would it be to say, hang out at the Grand Canyon for like 5 to 6 days, like an RV would, but you never have to drive it. And you can just do whatever you want from it. And the cost of operating that thing is going to be basically nothing because by the time that's around, energy costs are going to be so low with solar and batteries. And these drivetrains are going to be incredibly efficient that the cost that you would think goes into something like that is probably cut by a factor of 10 versus where we are today or more. So the TAM for this thing becomes gigantic. And what have humans been basically for our entire existence up to 10,000 years ago with the agricultural revolution? We've been nomads. We've been just exploring. There's a reason why we went to the moon is because we're psycho. We're psychotic. We want to see things. We want to explore. And having that combination of autonomous, electric, which means extremely low cost. Autonomous means you don't have to drive. Also very low cost, and Starlink, which is your interconnectivity anywhere you go. How is that not one of the biggest opportunities? You tell me, but that's an extremely exciting future and something that I think a lot of people would love to experience. And so the potential to me with those things coming together is insane. And I can't wait for it because it will happen. It will 100% happen. That is a market that is there for the taking. You just need the technology, and lo and behold, Starlink and Tesla, seems like they got it.
Yeah. And I think it's pretty fair to say that Starlink would eventually push out to all brands, or do you think they would just stay with Tesla?
Probably. It would make sense. It would make sense for them to do that, right? Because, I think the more people have access to this thing, the more things will be created in the internet, or more services and products can be sold or used using that technology globally, not just in developed nations, but think about the impact this has to places, rural, remote areas in Africa, South America, the States, Asia, Australia. It's mind-blowing. So
another synergy with another Elon Musk company. Do you think the first robo-taxi fare could be in a boring company tunnel?
No, I think it will be in a city. I think it will be like Orlando, Miami, Vegas, Austin, San Fran. Um, you know, pick a city. Phoenix, one of those. I don't
The
think it'll be in boring company.
the reason I asked that question is because I don't get. So there's a boring tunnel in Vegas at the moment. It would go so viral if you could get into an autonomous car and get to the other side, and you'd skip so much of the legislation, and you'd also go through a whole host of teething problems, which you can then sort of figure out and learn, and then present to the regulators or whatever.
Yeah, I guess maybe you're right because it's the easiest application of it, right? They already have it built out. All you have to do is just turn on the software. You just have to get. Yeah, you're probably right. Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're right. That makes a lot of sense, actually. Why wouldn't that be the first place? You already have what you need. It's a very safe place to do it. It's a straight line back and forth, basically. Okay. Yeah, I think you're right. Let's go with your answer.
And it will go so viral. How
It would.
viral would that
It
go?
would. It would be
It
great
would go
marketing. Great marketing.